Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Gunko Guns here, still rocking the stash and tanking like a legend. In today's video, we're continuing our tank versus dungeon series with the 2-star Valley of Slaughter. I'll walk you through all the tips, all the tricks, and all the strategies you need to know to crush this dungeon easily. Grab your shield, polish that sword, let's dive in. All right, folks, thank you very much for being here. I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you. The Valley of Slaughter remains fairly straightforward like it was before, though there are a few changes to keep in mind. As you enter the dungeon, you'll notice some familiar mobs. Again, not a lot of changes as you kind of make your way to the first mini-boss. It's a bit far, but nothing too crazy. Again, stay sharp, kill the mobs, maybe push them off the bridges, etc., etc. Let's go over the first mini-boss. The first mini-boss, the Orc Shadow Elder. This fight is pretty straightforward, however, there is a new twist to it. Extra mobs now will spawn during the fight and they will tether to the boss. If you don't handle the tethers properly, it makes the fight nearly impossible to win. You'll need teammates that can stun, interrupt, all that jazz, right? Here's how quickly to beat it, or how I do it anyway. As a tank, I will pull the boss about 10 feet back towards the entrance where we came from. The 2 shield pushes, if you want to, go with that, work as well, where you go, in front of him, push him back twice with your shield push. Again, both will work. Again, be very careful here not to push him too much though. I find that if you do 3 shield pushes distance-wise, or you pull him about 15 feet, he will reset and just keep healing himself. Again, you don't want to do that. If you position him correctly, however, the tethers won't be able to actually reach the boss, and suddenly this fight becomes super easy mode. No tethers, no problem. Just focus on doing your job and enjoy the satisfaction of killing it easily. As we make our way to the second mini-boss, there's a long bridge here and bunch of mobs on the other side. What I suggest doing is going to grab every mob and then just bring them back to the bridge, and you saw right there, just chuck them off the bridge. Make your life a little easy. You can bypass most of this part if you just push them off the right way anyway. Let's go over the second mini-boss. All right, the last mini boss is a bit trickier than before. Now there are 3 mobs tethered to each other, and all of them with shields up. You won't be able to damage any of them until you stun all 3 at the same time. Just like before, just an extra one. But again, don't worry, this is manageable. Here's how you handle it properly. As a tank, this is where your stunning blow and devastating smash shine. Use them to pretty much lock down one of the mobs you guys will be focusing, while the coordinating team, just kills it. Assign 2 teammates to put the other 2 mobs to sleep while the group focuses on taking the down the one that you're targeting. No stuns, no sleeps, no freezes. Again, no problem. If for some reason your group is short of CC abilities, ask one of the DPS to swap to a weapon that provides crowd control. Again, this is an easy fight. You don't need a lot of damage. You just need to put 2 mobs to sleep while you kill one, then you kill the other one, and etc., until you finish all of them. Again, congratulations. You can kill them pretty easily. Let's move on to the main boss. That's why we're here. All right, Turka time. This boss is hands down one of the easiest fights I've ever done in this game, or honestly in any game. It's super simple, but again, don't get too cocky. You can still die if you're not paying attention. We'll go in order of what you're going to see and how to beat it. So step 1, the first thing you'll notice is the fire cleave. The first thing that you'll encounter as a tank is a Turka's signature move. He raises his axe to the sky and then slams it down, unleashing a massive fire cleave in a straight path about 10 feet long as well. Here's the deal. There's no perfect way to mitigate this. I've tried dodging, blocking, trying to time it. While those help a little, it's just super fast. As a tank, this is where I recommend popping off maybe one of your defensives, or just soaking the hit and moving out of the way after. The good news is the damage is not too bad, so you're gonna take the hit. You're not going to feel anything. The healer can just heal you up and then, move on. Again, it's very manageable, so don't panic. Step 2. Step 2 is the fire pits and common sense, a love story gone wrong. All right, DPS, we need to talk. See these fire pits that the boss leaves on the ground? Yeah, Don't stand in them, you muppets. Seriously, let's not stress the healer unnecessarily. It doesn't matter if you're a DPS, a tank, or some sort of rogue support. If there's fire on the ground, don't stand in it. I promise you, your healer will feel all warm and fuzzly inside if you just show a little self-preservation. This isn't really even a step in this fight, but I just had to say because my healer hates it when people stand in this stupid fire. Don't be that guy or gal or the dude. All right, moving on. Step 3 is the jump. Just like before, this dungeon still has the jumping mechanic. Churka channeling his inner Master Roshi summons the fire. You have to jump over it, etc, etc. How I handle this perfectly every time is wait for the fire circle to almost close at the boss's feet. As soon as it's about to close, you jump. Boom. It's really fast. If you wait for it and try to time it perfectly, you're not going to make it. So as soon as it's about to close, just jump up. You'll have plenty of time. Easy peasy. Let's move on. Step 4, or the main mechanic here, is the sheep phase. Here is how it goes. This main mechanic for this fight, the sheep, as you can see right here, is very simple, and unlike before, there's no need to pass it around or do any kind of fancy jumping or any of that. Your job as a tank is straightforward. Take the boss to the opposite side of the arena away from the sheep. Meanwhile, your team will get, funky with the sheep. Each player needs to interact and, do its thing to get a shield from it. It will protect them from when the boss jumps to the center in a few minutes. If someone doesn't get the shield, they're gonna die. Again, it's very simple way to look at it. If you take the boss away from it, they can, kill the sheep or whatever. They'll get the shields, it'll protect them. That's the whole phase. The boss will have like a diamond-shaped purple dodge mechanic. You don't need to dodge here. Again, just kind of get out of the cone that is going at and just let it kind of go through. Again, he's gonna do this twice. Keep the boss away from the group and the sheep. Let him do its thing. Hit him a few times. Just to stay out of that little conal thing. If you stay out of that, eventually after 2 turns, he will jump in the middle, which kind of continues the whole phase. Let's move on. All right, the last step is pretty much a 50% HP. The boss Churka will start summoning 2 sheeps. Again, don't panic. This isn't as bad as it sounds. In fact, one of the sheeps can be completely ignored. That's right, just pretend it doesn't exist. As a tank, your job remains the same. 1. Take the boss far away from the group and the sheep they're focusing on, preferably on the opposite side of the arena. 2. Let your team handle one of the sheeps. They need to kill it for their shield. And finally, 3. Meanwhile, you take Churka to Narnia, or at least the opposite side of the arena. Just kind of keep him there, tickle him, tell him a joke, whatever you want to do. Again, simple that. He will do that little conal charge twice, and then he'll jump in the middle, and you'll see that your team who has the shields, they will take away the shield. This is how you protect from it. That's the wipe mechanic. Again, one of the easiest dungeons in this game. Stick to the same mechanics as before. This phase is a breeze. Ignore the extra sheep. Focus on positioning. Easy win, right? Let's wrap this up. Thank you guys again very much for spending a few minutes with me. I hope you guys learned something. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment if you do anything extra or if I missed something. Again, I very much appreciate each and every one of you. This concludes this guide, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, be safe, friends, and have a great rest of your weekend. Take care.